What's happening at Crypto Farm? Happy Wednesday. Good morning and welcome back to Love for Crypto. I'm Scott. It's a pleasure to have you here. I appreciate you taking the time out to consume my content, so thank you. Car's playing up today, so it might not be a long video. I need to go and get it sorted. You can see that now, can't you? That's because of cars all over the gaff. This morning I want to talk about flared agents. So let me just get up to this bit. Governance and foundation, delegation. There's a lot of, I found a lot more information, to be honest. Spark independent applications, SDAs, the agents, but we're gonna have a little read through this. Dismiss that. So we still don't know if there'll be a limit on how much you can actually put down to be an agent. But how does FXRP work and what are SDAs? Owners of Flare's native token Spark may send their tokens to a collection of smart contracts on Flares that are referred to as FXRP system. Users who do this are providing collateral to the FXRP system. They are termed agents. Let us call one of these agents Bob. There'll be many agents in the FXRP system. Let's say that Bob has inserted 5,000 Spark tokens to the FXRP system. In this example, 10 Spark tokens can currently be bought for 1 XRP token. The FXRP system demands a collateral ratio of 2.5, meaning that at all times an agent must have provided to the system 2.5 times the value of the FXRP the system has appointed to them in Spark tokens. FXRP is valued here as 1-to-1 with XRP. Hence Bob's 5,000 Spark tokens allows this system to issue 200 XRP. So FXRP is pegged to XRP 1-to-1. They're worth the same, and it's collateralized by Spark on the system. When someone, say Alice, wants to create FXRP, they send a transaction to the FXRP system with a fixed rate, a fixed fee of 0.1%. That's what I want to hear. 0.1% fee of the value of XRP that they want to mint into FXRP. Alice is then termed an originator. The transaction also tells the FXRP system what address to send the FXRP to on Flare once it's minted, and what address the XRP will originate from on the XRP Ledger. If there is available capacity in the FXRP system, collateral to secure the amount of FXRP being created is locked for a certain period against Alice's upcoming transaction. This way Alice does not have to trust Bob, and in return a set of instructions are generated for Alice telling her what address, Bob's address, to send the XRP to on the XRP Ledger, and what last ledger index to use. If there isn't capacity in the system to issue the desired amount of FXRP, then Alice is refunded the fee. Alice then sends the correct amount of XRP plus a creation fee in XRP to Bob's address on the XRP Ledger. This creation fee is the vast bulk of the money Bob will earn from locking up his Spark collateral. Note that his earnings are predominantly in XRP. Flare observes this transaction using a system called the State Connector, defined in section 2 of the Flare white paper and the subject of a future blog post. The FXRP system is then minted by the FXRP is then minted by the system and delivered to Alice's nominated address on Flare. The 2.5 times collateral ratio must be maintained at all times. If the price of XRP increases against Spark, such that the value of Bob's collateral falls below 2.5 times the FXRP issued against it, Then Bob has a limited time to either add more Spark tokens as collateral or buy and redeem FXRP tokens to bring his collateral ratio back in line. For example, say 200 FXRP tokens are issued against Bob's 5,000 Spark tokens, and the price of XRP Spark increases to 12. Bob now needs to either add 1,000 Spark to the system or buy and redeem 33.34 FXRP to reduce his appointment of issued FXRP to 166.66. If Bob doesn't have access to additional Spark tokens, it's not financially onerous for him to reduce the balance of, I don't even know if I said that word right, the onerous for him. It's not financially onerous for him to reduce the balance of FXRP supported by his address. Bob's collateral enabled the FXRP system to issue the 200 FXRP tokens. In the process of doing so, Bob has received 200 XRP tokens on the XRP Ledger. Thus, if Bob doesn't have additional capital to purchase Spark tokens, he can either sell sufficient XRP for FXRP on an exchange, such that he can redeem at least 33.34 FXRP, or remaining in a purely decentralized environment, if there are other agents in the FXRP system with sufficient excess collateral in, he can mint sufficient FXRP and immediately redeem it. The second scenario essentially shifts the obligation to the rest of the system. If Bob does nothing and remains in default against the collateral ratio, Bob's collateral will be automatically auctioned off for the amount of FXRP issued against it, which in this case is 200. Bob retains any remaining collateral after this operation. So let's say Bob opted to add additional Spark as collateral. Now sometimes later Alice, who owns all of the 200 issued FXRP, wants to redeem the whole amount back to the XRP Ledger. Alice simply makes a transaction with the FXRP system, sending the FXRP to the system and telling it what address she wants to credit in. The system then issues a set of instructions to Bob, telling him how much XRP to send and where, along with 2 XRP Ledger number deadlines by which the transaction must be completed. If Bob completes the transaction by the first deadline, his collateral is entirely unlocked. If Bob fails by the first deadline but succeeds by the second, he's charged a small penalty fee and the rest of his collateral is unlocked. The penalty fee is burned. If Bob fails to complete the transaction by the second deadline, it is termed a redemption failure. Alice is then compensated with Spark tokens to the value of her redeemed XRP plus a 1% increase to cover transaction costs of buying back the XRP. This is drawn from Bob's collateral. Of Bob's remaining collateral, 50% is burned as a penalty and the other 50% returned to him. Alice may then buy replacement XRP on an exchange. Alternatively, assuming there are other agents on Flare with issued FXRP and people who wish to sell it, Alice can buy more FXRP on Flare and redeem it against those agents. Extremely interesting that everyone's going to get that. I don't fully understand it at the moment, but it's getting broken down a lot better. That article's from a while ago. The link will be in the description. You've got to scroll down. You need to just keep reading. Excuse me. You need to just keep reading, going over it until it starts sticking. What are Spark-dependent applications? SDAs. So FXRP is the first example of something we term a Spark-dependent application, an SDA. An SDA is defined as an application that uses, in its construction, some combination of Spark for collateral, the Flare Time Series Oracle, and Spark token holders for governance. Each of these elements is entirely optional, and an application can operate on Flare only interacting with Spark for payments of transaction costs. For example, FXRP uses Spark as collateral, the Flare Time Series Oracle for the FXRP Spark price, and the Spark token ownership set for governance over certain parameters such as the FXRP creation fee and the collateral ratio. The SDA model is intended to provide a template for existing extending each of the three components to an arbitrary number of applications using Spark as collateral across all applications is straightforward. The most important element was to consider how a safe Oracle methodology could be created over the multiple time series. Extremely interesting. We'll cover the time series Oracle in another video. I'm going to be covering Flare almost all week. The rest of the week, Thursday, Friday, and then we'll go live about it weekend. I'm doing much more coverage of Flare moving forward because I'm super excited about it. Not just Flare, but DeFi as a whole. But Flare being generally working on XRPL, and with XRPL, Ethereum virtual machine, it should almost definitely have extremely low fees. You were then 0.1% and low fees, mate. It's going to draw the Ethereum fees down and everything, hopefully, in the end. So we just stay patient and be grateful you're in the space and get excited like I am, you know what I'm saying? Well, better sort this card out and see if I can go to work today. You know the script. Yeah, invest in yourself, invest in the internet of value, live long and hodl it all so you're ready to let it go. Wishing health and happiness to you and yours. We love crypto, we love XRP, and we love Flare Network and DeFi. Spark token, baby. Until next time, peace.